Fantasy Network. I'm talking to Joanne Hall, author of Spark and Carousel, also the author of The Art of Forgetting, Rider and Nomad. Could you tell us a little bit about Spark and Carousel? What's it about?
It's kind of Oliver Twist meets The Godfather, only with magic and demons and loud explosions.
It's set in the same world as Art of Forgetting. Was this something you wanted to do as you were writing Art of Forgetting?
When I was writing Art of Forgetting, I was very sort of focused on that, and I knew that when I finished it, because Art of Forgetting was a big, heavy, long, intense book, and I knew that I wanted to write something that was much lighter and more fun and a bit more of a romp. So I was like, big, heavy, serious book, fun book, and this is the fun book.
But what got you started as a writer? When did you first start writing?
I was writing stories as soon as I was able to, hold a pen. They were ridiculous little stories about dogs and lions. When I was about 7, I found out that people wrote books and they got paid money for them, and I was like, that's it, that's what I want to do.
What's the process been like, getting from writing to getting it published?
I was with an American publisher for my first 3 books, and the 2 women who ran the publishing company died very close together within about 3 weeks of each other, actually. So I had these 2.5 books and no home for them. Grimbold cropped up on a list that Gareth Powell had put on his Twitter of agents and publishers and useful people to know in UK publishing, and I had a look, and the reason I was drawn to them was because they said they had no upper word limit, and I'd subbed Art of Forgetting to half a dozen publishers, and they'd all said, yeah, it's great, we really love it, it's way too long. So I sent it to Sammy, and she emailed me back and she said, yeah, it's great, I really love it, it's way too long. And I was like, okay, and she said, but we can split it into 2 books, and I was like, yes, I'll bite your hand off for this. And I met Sammy, and she was just fab and so enthusiastic about the book. I was like, yeah, I feel at home here.
You say that you had to split the book into 2. Was that an easy process? How did you go about finding where to split the story?
It actually was relatively easy, because the story fell kind of into 2 natural halves, so there was a really obvious place to split it. But then, having split it, I then had to turn the second half sort of into an individual book on its own, so I had to add a bunch of stuff at the beginning so that it wasn't just, dropping you into the middle of a story.
How many drafts do you usually go through when you're writing?
Somewhere between 8 and 1 million. It's a horrible, rough, lumpy first draft, which is just nasty, and that's the stage I'm at with the book I'm writing now, and I'm just looking at it going, and then the second draft, which is the best one, because that's the one where you get to add all the layers and all the interesting bits and really round everything out, and then it's just, tweaking and tweaking and tweaking and tweaking and tweaking, and then maybe get sort of 4 or 5 drafts in, and I'll send it to Sammy and just send it back and say, yeah, I like it, but change this and change this and change this, and from there it's just kind of relentless copy editing.
In writing, what is the part you enjoy the most? Is it characters? Is it plotting? Is it world building? What do you relish when you're writing?
I really do like the world building, and I think the world, certainly the world of these books, is one that I've built up over a long time, so I like having this big world to play in that's got masses of history that I can refer back to. I think Juliet McKenna calls it writing outside the lines. So although what you've got is the story, you've got a whole massive world on either side that is there, that informs the book, but that is not necessary for the readers to know, and I love doing that. Yeah.
Thank you very much for talking to us, Jo. Everybody,
thanks for having me.
Go read Spark and Carousel, and also The Art of Forgetting parts 1 and 2. We'll put links down below.
Cheers. Thank you.